Hi guys, this is Andrew and welcome back to another episode. Today, we're gonna be working on the R32 again and getting everything finalized with the bags and getting all the airlines and air management system like basically ready to go. We're waiting on one part for the new car. It's here. Overnight shipping from Bag Riders, and we have finally gotten the parts that we need to finish up plumbing the car. So now that we have this, let's go downstairs and let's get into this episode. Guys, if you are new to the channel, you guys haven't checked out my previous videos, go check them out. I have 3 videos currently, or 4 videos out right now. Basically the starting of the introduction of the R32, plus then also the beginning of the bagging and the whole process of the car. So definitely go check those videos out. If you guys have not subscribed yet to the channel, go subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that. And if you guys like this video, go like the video down below. It would be awesome just to get the support from all you guys. And if you want to throw a comment down below, I love to hear what you guys got to say. I will respond to any of the comments you all basically have. So we just got new fittings right here from Bag Riders. These will be now the correct fittings. Everything is going to fit up with the tanks and everything like that. I've already mocked it up, so everything is going to be good. Justin is currently looking at some more electrical stuff, just getting everything hooked up. We're going to go ahead now and get the final tanks hooked in with the air compressors. Once that's done, we are going to then get everything going for you guys and show you kind of the final steps before we actually get everything turned on and tested for the first time. Alright guys, we have another update for you. We have gotten everything plumbed up finally in the trunk here. It is definitely just kind of hacked and thrown in here really quickly. Only reason why we're doing this right now is to test out all the air systems, make sure there's no leaks before we put back the interior and finalize how we want the trunk setup to look. We're just kind of like putting everything in here, just kind of like a mock-up. You can see everything's plugged into the actual housing here. And then behind the tank here, we plugged everything in for the compressors. So the thing that we were waiting on, like I mentioned over here, we were waiting for basically this kind of release right here, push connect. Once we got this, we're now able to hook everything up and we will test it out. So me and Justin are gonna go ahead and put the wheels on the car and kind of basically get it on the ground before we kind of start pressurizing the whole system. Okay guys, so we are now going to give the first power to the compressors, see how the compressors work. So let's see here. Let's get this thing going here. Okay. Does the air management system even turn on? So we're not getting any power currently to the management system.
Wiper's going.
What's up? The wiper's going? Well, that's good. All right, so let's reconvene and figure out what's going on here. Okay guys, so quick update. As I showed you the first time we tried this, we were getting no power to the control module and also no power to the trunk. Me and Justin went ahead, Justin went ahead and re-looked through the wires, and we found out there was a few things that we had to fix. So I'll show you guys what we did to troubleshoot this. Okay guys, so the first thing that me and Justin did, we went over into over by the battery after we hooked everything up, and we have these 2 inline fuses here, and we basically checked to make sure power was going through the fuses, going to the back. We used a meter and we basically checked to make sure we were getting 12 volts through that, so that was fine. The next thing we did, we went over into here and we looked into the fuse box, and we realized that what we have set up in here, it's kind of hard to see with the lighting, but we have basically like a relay in here, and basically we were not getting power to this fuse that we had in here, so no power was then going to the rear. So we ended up fixing this, putting this in a different location, and now we're getting power to the rear. The last thing that we did here in the back, where the grounds were originally here, there was paint where the ground was, so we had to just grind down some of that paint on both of these sides, and now we're getting a way better ground. So from that, we're gonna go ahead now and start up the car and see how this goes. All right, let's see how this goes. Justin's in the rear, and let's see if these compressors turn on now when we put power. All right, so good thing. There we go. We have management system on, and we have power to the rear compressors. So,
only one.
Only one. Okay, so Justin and me kind of figured out what was going on with the second compressor. Apparently, in the manual that you get with
the big red sign, Andrew.
Yes, the big red sign. I messed up on it. You guys see right here this big red sign? Yeah, it says note. Make sure to change the settings on the 3H 3P display for dual compressors. Well, when we turned it on, I did not go into settings and turn that on, so the second compressor never turned on. Okay guys, so awesome news. We were able to get the car on the ground. You can see it behind us here. It's finally on the ground. All the wheels and everything are on. We were able to get the car to start. All compressors kicked on. Held the air pressure also in the bags as from what we could tell so far. So that is good. Overall, I think it looks pretty good. You can see the rear is basically aired up all the way, and the front are also aired up all the way. But for right now, it's about, what time is it now? Probably like 11:30 here. So what we're planning on doing is we're gonna leave the car overnight fully aired up to see if anything actually leaks out of the system. Nothing should really leak out that much where like one side would be completely aired out when we come down in the morning. If something like that is, then we know basically that there's an air leak in one of either the bags, the lines, or someplace around the management system. So for right now, we're just gonna leave this as is, come back in the morning and assess. If everything looks fine, then at that point, we're just gonna go ahead and calibrate the system, and then we're gonna start putting back the interior. So yeah, just wanted to give you guys that update, and we'll see you guys in the morning. All right, good morning guys. It is now the next day. Let's go check out the R32. Make sure everything is basically leveled, and it looks actually perfect. You guys check this out right over here. It looks like the car has not moved at all. It is not aired down. That's awesome. I'm super excited to see that. That means we did a good job with the install. No leaks are currently, looks like, being noticed. Let's see. Yeah, that looks really good to me. So I think that means we are in a good spot right now where we can actually go ahead and start reinstalling the whole entire interior of the car and getting the trunk kind of finalized and situated. So let's go ahead, jump into that part of the install and get this car all back together. Okay guys, and we are back. We have now finally installed everything, right Justin?
Right.
So everything's in. Currently the car is calibrating itself. You can definitely hear bits and parts of it purging and stuff like that. I'll show you guys kind of what we did for the trunk setup. You can see over here we have the tank obviously situated. Behind the tank, it might be hard to tell, but we have 390s that go straight down into under here. Under here now, what we did is, you can tell, we have both compressors. We have the air management system set up under here too with the water trap. So overall, it's a pretty clean setup. That's the main reason why we went about doing it this way, just because I wanted to have as little things showing as possible. So yeah, not bad. Okay guys, so here is a nice up and close view of the Airlift controller. Overall, I think this is a really nice setup. This is the main reason why I went with the 3-piece setup over, say, like the 3S. The 3H has height sensors, which can be a pain to work with, but the nice part is these have presets. So on here, you can see these are preset for PSI. So 50-50, that would be, if I double click this, actually I'll just do it right now, you guys will see the car basically air up. So there you guys go. You kind of can see the air pressure, everything that came on. The car aired up. The PSI right now in the tank is below 145. So when that happens, both dual compressors will kick on to up to 150 PSI, and then they'll kick off. So yeah, overall, pretty nice setup. I like how this looks. I'll show you guys how it looks also when you air it out. Alright guys, so now you can kind of just see at least how the air ride system works just quickly overall. I want to give a big shout out first to Bag Riders for hooking us up with the air ride management system. Really love how all their customer service worked. They were super helpful getting any kind of parts and fitments shipped to me super quickly, usually within 1 day. So that was really, really nice. Definitely really helped get this build on track and finished. Also, I want to thank ECS Tuning for shipping over any excess parts that I also needed for the build. And finally, also just Airlift Performance. Thank you for making such a great product overall. I really love how this worked. Obviously, I had Airlift Performance in my previous R, so obviously I liked it enough that I went back to it again for this R32. So just to kind of wrap everything up for you guys, as you can see currently the car is aired out right now on the ground. Personally, I love how this looks. Overall, the install really wasn't that bad. It did take a while to get everything done and really run the lines and everything that, but once we kind of figured out how everything was supposed to go, it was pretty quick getting everything done and finished up. As you guys can see, me and Justin did run into some issues with the electrical and stuff like that. We ended up fixing it like I mentioned in the video. It really wasn't all that bad. It was just kind of looking at where the fuses were and getting all that kind of lined up. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys are not following me yet on social media, such as Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, definitely go give me a follow on those social media platforms. Also, if you guys are not subscribed yet to the channel, go down below, subscribe. We definitely have a lot more material coming out. This was the first process. I have a bunch of other projects that we have coming up, and I have a bunch of parts already currently on order that are on their way. So we definitely have more stuff coming pretty soon, content-wise. Also, if you guys liked the video, go down below, smash that like button. And if you guys have any questions, throw them in the comment section. Me or Justin are be more than happy to answer all your guys' questions about bagging, say an R32 or a GTI or any kind of really Volkswagens in general. Actually, we'll just say any cars in general, because overall, this is pretty, I'd say, standard for any car. The hardest part is running the air lines and the wiring. And once you do that, it's kind of just bolting in suspension components, which is kind of straightforward for most cars. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, like I mentioned, throw them down in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer those. And on that note, guys, we're gonna end today's episode. Actually, I'm gonna throw in one more thing. We also have a car Facebook group out right now. It's called Driven Not Trailered. If you guys want to go and join that Facebook group, I put a link in the description below for that group. You're more than happy to go join it. That group, I'm gonna be posting everything that's going on with this car, plus anyone else who wants to post anything about their own cars in that group. Go ahead and post up. That's the whole point of it, to try to interact with everyone in the car community. And also in the spring and summertime, we will be having basically car meets and stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in going to any of that, definitely go ahead and go hit that link and subscribe to that. So on that note, guys, we're gonna end tonight's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. See you guys later.